So, what do you guys think? I actually picked it up off of Craigslist, and I was not raped or killed, so that's a bonus. That's the first time I've ever bought anything off of Craigslist. It's actually a custom printed, one of a kind counter cabinet thing. It's obviously got Lamborghini, and really kind of wild story about it. The Lamborghini at the top is exactly the one that if you go to Las Vegas, if it's not broken and beat to pieces right now, you can rent that. It looks exactly like that. I rented the Spider, 2007 yellow Spider, when I went out to Las Vegas. So that's awesome. Nice little story there. And the center one, holy copyright infringement, Batman. It's actually my friend Ed's first Lamborghini as well. Somebody stole it from his website that he had a really high resolution picture, stole it, and printed it for this one of a kind thing. So, I posted on Facebook, and my buddy Ed, who helped sell me mine, he's like, "Hey, that's actually mine." And what a small world when it comes to Lamborghinis. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is a little bit more serious than the cabinets. It's about fear. And you're probably thinking, well, Rob, what the hell does fear have to do with business and making money and popping bottles? It has everything to do with that. Honestly, and I might joke around with you, but this is actually a pretty serious topic for me. And let me tell you how. If you're anything like me, and for the most part, most of you guys will probably end up watching this after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. You're just like me. And it's that you surf at late at night. You can't sleep. You're not an insomniac, but you don't want to go to sleep. You're looking for something. And even if that includes watching my videos, which I appreciate that, but you're looking to improve your life, and you're searching, and you're thinking, and you're wondering, and you're looking over all the decisions you made throughout the day, and you're kind of disappointed normally. But the fear of death sometimes creeps into my mind. And it's weird because during the day, I'm all, life's great. I know I'll die someday, but YOLO. Don't ever say that. But during the night, it's like as if my mind goes, well, you screwed up there. That was another thing you didn't do. You were totally supposed to go to school today and you skipped. Yeah, you're going to die. And I'm not saying all you guys are like that, but I'm saying human beings tend to think a lot at night. And the wild part about that is you're afraid of it. I'm afraid of it. I'm not afraid of dying because specifically, and I'll get to that in a second, but I think what it is, I'm more regretting what I did with the time while I was living. And you're probably thinking, well, Rob, you got a Lamborghini and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but I got goals too. And, there's daily goals and daily things that, I don't make daily goals, I just kind of plan on what I want to do today. But there's things that I haven't done or that I could have done better or I wasted time with. And I start to just beat myself up. And that's real to me. I don't know about any of you guys, but I've never died. And as a consequence, I don't know what it's like to die. So honestly, that can't really be real to you because you haven't experienced it before. So it's an irrational fear. But doesn't mean that it's not, terrifying, or even if you're afraid of snakes or something like that, stupid, whatever it is, it's an irrational fear. But when you bust your ass the most, somebody starts strangling you. That's a pretty big fear. You bust out your karate moves. Your kid gets trapped under a car. Those women really have picked up cars. Like that's not just a story. That is actually documented. Somebody throws you in a room with a snake. You'd be damn sure that you'll break through whatever board that you said you couldn't earlier. If it was in your way. So from a physical standpoint, fear is a pretty strong motivator. But here's where the paradox kind of comes into play, is that in life, we tend to fear things that, we won't really face, that it's more all in our head. I'm afraid that, tomorrow I'm not going to be as active or as productive or, and I beat myself up about it, but then during the day, I'm in a different mindset. So it's like this paradox of what the hell, man? Why am I human? Why are you doing that? There's a way to make or turn that into an advantage. Because let's be honest, we might all have our cool specialties, and there's certain things that I'm better than you guys are at. There's things that you guys will kick my ass at. But at the end of the day, we're all still human, and that is honestly a flaw. But I don't see it changing anytime soon. So, what's the trick? Well, first of all, shut the fuck up. Don't talk to yourself at night. Think of the greatest moments that you've had in your life. I mean, emotional moments, big moments, happy, sad, whatever. And they all were just that, emotional moments. I can't tell you a single time. It would be completely illogical to say, oh, well, the biggest moment of my life was when I thought about how awesome my life was, and then I added these numbers together, and that was a great moment. No, your emotions are tied to just your emotions. You don't think about it. And I've mentioned that before, is the whole idea of, getting your gut feeling going. But this takes it a step further and says, you've got all of these thoughts, and yet they don't help you at all. I'm a pretty smart guy, and I think I'm a pretty intellectual guy, but those moments don't help me. And especially saying that if I do those, if I think about it, if I beat myself up, I'm no further than I was the last time. So, like I said, part one is more or less just act. Think, don't just think, do those things. And it's kind of hard because your mind at the night is saying, oh, you're a dumbass. During the day, you're like, I'm going to live forever. It's like the ant, the grasshopper sort of fable, or grasshopper ant, whatever, that thing where one of them was busting his ass, the other one was fucking around. So the important thing there, though, is then to mix those together as much as possible. And let me tell you a more detailed story about how I started my business. I was in high school. I did that whole thing where I skipped high school, went into college, and then my parents pulled me out because I was completely antisocial, that whole deal. Well, in high school, my counselor asked me, what do I want to do with my life? And I told her, I want to either start a business or go to MIT. You might ask, well, Rob, where'd you come up with those? You watch Scooby-Doo and you hear somebody say MIT or whatever the case is. You're a kid. You're pretty impressionable about those really random moments. But MIT was a big thing to me, and starting a business because, unlimited money was an idea. And so what did that counselor tell me when I told her those two things? She said, get real. Now, mind you, I'd already gotten straight into college at 13, and this bitch tells me, get real. Do you think I was happy? And I'm regurgitating how I felt at those moments because believe me, I remember. I was furious. I was so angry at her. And I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to show you, my little 17-year-old ass is going to show you how it's done. And I can't really choose to go to MIT. So I did the best thing I could, which is I got papers to start my business, to get moving, do all that sort of thing. 28-year-old version of me says, if she had kissed my ass and told me how awesome I was and was like, yeah, you're going to do great, you could do either one, what would I have done? Well, thank you so much. Thanks. I've heard how awesome and smart I am. Thank you so much. I'm humble, but, I'm a pretty awesome guy. I know I'm going to go far. I wouldn't have done jack shit with it other than maybe, walked a little taller that day. I wouldn't have acted. And I guess the thing I'm saying here is I would bet that the majority of us, vast majority, like 99% of us, tend to be stronger with our negative emotions than our positive emotions. I mean, you don't even see me running around going, hey, Tom Cruise, you are awesome and I'm going to do awesome things all day. No, I tend to be like, oh shit, I got this thing I want to do and I'm not where I wanted to be and I'm happy, but what drives me tends to be the negative emotions. And I'm not saying that's healthy, but come on, you got to be realistic. If you're a negative person or if you're a real person, use those to your advantage. Don't say, well, I'm gonna say how awesome I am and tell myself everything's gonna be okay. No, it's not. Use that shit that's inside you. Use that anger. Tap into it. Use yourself against yourself. If that, you know what I mean? Like use yourself to your advantage. Because at the end of the day, you're still bitching the same amount, but you know what? Now you're further. And at least you're not insane, the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing and expecting different results. You're doing something with your life. And that is probably the most important part is bitch about it, sure, but be doing something while you're bitching. And then you know what'll happen? What was I was angry at my counselor for that, but I was doing things, and you know what? Out of that came happiness. I was happy going, oh man, I'm gonna EIN. I don't even know what EIN is. Let me get 2 of those. I really did. I actually signed up for 2 businesses and paid taxes on each half and got a lot of problems with that. Fixed that shortly thereafter. But I was so excited. And yeah, my initial motivation was negative, but I'll tell you what, I was happier actually doing something about it. And this 28-year-old version of me is, saluting, tipping the glass towards the 17-year-old guy that was pissy and wanted to prove somebody wrong. Now, I want to believe that my counselor, maybe her family will end up watching this, somebody will end up watching this. I want to believe that she did that for this very reason. At that age, and maybe she's got the best poker face in the world. She was a very crass lady, very nice but crass. Let's just hope that she wasn't just enjoying herself squashing kids' dreams, and I just happened to be one that used it for positive. Where's the Diablo? Did I get repossessed, or am I living a lie? Am I using my dad's cars as my own? No, she is sitting under lock and key, double covered, in my office garage, which is very random that I have a garage at the office, but you've seen maybe some videos from there. I left her there, and she's actually under camera security, all the cool stuff, so it's more secure there. But the thing is that I'm working on my 3-rotor, RX-7 right over there, and I can just imagine seeing a rotor or something just piercing that carbon fiber sexy body on that Diablo, and me wanting to commit that Japanese suicide or whatever, where you stick the knife and go up and down and draw a couple of different lines. I just would not want that to happen, even with the car covers not happening. So she's gonna stay away until I wrench on this more. The 3-rotor RX-7, looking sexy as hell, girl. That thing's gonna shine pretty nice, and it's gonna staple up real nice. But if you guys are more of my Lamborghini crew, I have had the car out a couple times, but it's just, it gets dark at 4. Like, I'm like, okay, am I mount the GoPros? Nope. Mother Nature says, no, not happening. So, it's tough to make videos with that car. It rains. Michigan sucks. So I'll work on that. I want to make more Lamborghini videos. Those are the ones that give me tons of traffic. That's awesome. But I'm kind of stuck. So what do you expect? I'm going to continue doing business videos, kind of follow me around a little bit, keep you guys entertained. You can tell my passion is in cars. I love working on them. So you'll see some more, basic mechanic videos as well. And hopefully by the end of February, I've got 20,000 subscribers. I'm on track for 10,000, which is still awesome. Absolutely awesome. But, hopefully, something takes off and even crazier than it already is. And, we can all go driving together. But either way, we got something cool planned.